to welcome you guys to the channel. It's your boy Big Dog, the Living Cinema Score, back with another review. And we got one for Long Shot. Just caught it today. Didn't get a chance to catch it this weekend, but since it's Monday, still technically the weekend. Well, every day's the weekend for me, technically. But either way it go, I got to see this movie. I'm a big fan of Charlize Theron and Seth Rogen, so I was like, hey, man. Plus, I love the trailers for this. And if you've seen the trailers, it's pretty much about a woman who's getting ready to run for president and a guy she used to know who's a journalist who's helping her work on her speeches. And it's kind of like a romance there. It's a comedy. It's kind of like rom-com. Also, if you know my channel at all, you know it's superhero films, then it's rom-coms for me. I'm a huge fan. I love rom-com. Love them to pieces. We'll watch them all day, every day. And like this one, the romance hit and the comedy hit very hard. The romance hit, but it was comedy romance. You know what I'm saying? It's not romance, but it's comedy romance, but it's still kind of like this, technically the same thing. But like, I think they did a fantastic job in it. One thing when I go to the movies, I honestly don't care about, or not even just movies, like TV. I don't really care about politics. I'm not a person who really cares about politics. I don't really talk about politics that much. So a movie where it's like surrounded on the plot is surrounded by politics, it's like you have to be smart at how you do it. And also you have a way to where you have people on two different sides, and the country is more divided than it's ever been. So it's like you have to address those things in a delicate way without taken away to what it really is, and like the real conversations. And like, I think the way they executed it in this movie is great. To where you're talking Republicans and Democrats, and like you have Jews and Christians. It's just so many different things. I think this movie addresses in a way to where it's like, yes, we're different, but we can still have a conversation. I think, and that the biggest problem with the world is like the fact that like there's so many different. It's like I'm this. I don't want to hear about what the other person has to say. And like, it actually addresses that in such a direct way to where it's like, yo, you don't expect it. Also, it has certain tropes that you expect the movie to pull, and they go another way. Because there was one thing, it's like, you know how it's like, hey, the guy's not meant for the girl, he's going to mess up her career or something like that. And then it's like, they take a different route with it, you know. And believe me when I say that, it's not spoiling what happens. It's just like certain things happen. There are certain tropes that I don't even necessarily, you can't necessarily call certain things certain tropes. They just happen. They're just some things you would just expect to happen in a story. So I don't necessarily think that's a trope, but certain like aspects of it, they executed very, very well. I thought Seth Rogen was phenomenal, and Charlize Theron was both phenomenal. Like the far as comedy, far as like just the back and forth between the two, the chemistry between them, and like Seth Rogen brought what you wanted Seth Rogen to bring. And like me personally, I'm always rooting for that underdog story, the guy who wants the girl he doesn't supposed to get. That's why I can't wait to see Aladdin coming up, because I'm always rooting for that. And like the way they did Charlize Theron's character was like, they display her as a powerful female character without having to. A lot of movies, and this is like, this goes from like, I think every single genre don't know how to make a female character look strong without having to make someone else look less. You know what I'm saying? And this is like, no, these people are here, like these men are strong people, but like, you know, she's just as strong. Like, and like she can hold her own. And that's one thing I really appreciated how they did. O'Shea Jackson Jr., who plays Seth Rogen's, I don't know if I've said Seth Rollins anytime during this, but if I did, excuse me. But O'Shea Jackson Jr. plays Seth Rogen's best friend in this. Hilarious. He crushes it. Like he's probably the me of the movie. And I like when every time he's on screen, I saw every time he did something, I'm like, that's probably what I would have did in the situation. It's my friends going through this thing. Like, I'm happy for him, I'm rooting for him. Like, hey, pick yourself up. My friend's down. I'm like, hey, come hang with me. You know what I'm saying? Get you back right. Like, and I thought he brought something really, really good to the movie. You don't really know too much about his character, but I think he did what he was needed to do for this film. Like I've said, man, I enjoyed the hell out of it from front to back. I enjoyed the story. You know, I'm big on things. I'm big on his characters in this. Thought it had I love the characters, and I thought the ending was really, really good and really, really fitting to the characters that were established. You know how sometimes you watch a movie like you get the ending that you want, but it's like those characters might not have did that, you know, that way. It was like this, you know, I like how they did it. It worked out for me. The way everything wrapped up and tied up together worked a lot. I liked it on the musical choices. A lot of the songs they used and when they used them was very, very key to like certain moves that you would have, and like you just kind of it helped with the romance part of the film quite a bit. Not that it was lacking, but it just helped with that. It adds something extra to the romance part. And like our pop culture references, it's just like you see how certain people get so caught up in their lives and stuff, they forget of, like they get disconnected with like the rest of the world. And I like how Seth Rogen was that character to like bring Charlize's character down and be like, hey, you still have to enjoy life. I know you want to work, you want to get everything done, but like you still try to enjoy life while you're doing that, because if you don't, it becomes meaningless. And I like how I understand that Seth Rogen's character had morals. You know what I'm saying? That like even though he had a crush on this girl or this woman, it's like he still wasn't gonna let that get in the way of like what he believed in. You know what I'm saying? And he saw it in her, and he was like tried to make sure that like she didn't let it get in the way of what she believed in. You know what I'm saying? He's that anchor to hold her down. And like a lot of times women have been for men, and I think for Seth Rogen that's for Charlize Theron's character in this, which I enjoyed. The movie from great. Definitely get like a B plus. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I would love to see it again. If you looking for something to take somebody on a date to see, take them to see this. Y'all gonna have a good ass time. The movie's fun as hell. The romance is good. The story's great. And it addresses some stuff that I think the world needs to. Yeah, I think the world, especially as this country, needs to like pay attention to it a little bit more. But you guys let me know what you thought about it. If you've seen it, down in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.